And, from my previous video, well, not like the video that I just uploaded, but the video that I tried making of a story time failed. So this is my second time doing a story time, and did you just see that? I saw that thing move. Like that part. I saw it go like that. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I'm freaking scared. So, basically, let's get on with the first story. And this was tonight around 9 o'clock, around like 9:20 something. And we were just coming home from dropping Sunny off at her friend's. And when we were dropping her off, we were staying there for a little bit. I met her friends, and they seemed nice. So we were just on our way, like an hour or two later. And when we were coming back, we were calling my father to see if he wanted to go and get some Dominoes. I even have the boxes over there to show you guys. But I'll show you guys in a little bit. I'll take like a picture and I'll edit it in like somewhere like right here or something. If I can, because my software's messed up. But when we were at Domino's, we were just coming out from placing our order, and these two guys were at the liquor store, and they were like, quote unquote, damn, this store is closed. And he kicked the door. I was like, okay. And then he spotted my mom and I. And just so you know, we were walking towards our car. We didn't have the pizzas yet. We were waiting. So, like, she has, like, specific things to keep us safe, just in case, if it's just me and her, or if it's her, me, and Serenity, or it's just her and Serenity or something. But she mostly would like me to help her out with this stuff. So, obviously, she didn't care. She had her specific thing out, and I was just sitting there with my specific thing in my freaking sleeve, and I was just like, why do you have it out in the open? And then she was like, well, just so they know not to mess with us. And I'm like, okay, well, I just kept my specific thing in my sleeve, because I'm a scaredy cat. And my specific thing was a key. Because women would have a key, and they have it in their sleeve if you're wearing a long sleeve. Which, woman, I'm just gonna let you know, you should always have a key on you. Because keys could do serious damage. Like, they could pierce your skin. And if you want to get away from them. Because I'm so happy we didn't have to use our specific things. Because I wouldn't have wanted to. Because I don't want to get into that type of thing. Because I don't want my family in danger. And I don't want to run into anything like that. And I'm hoping that none of you guys would have to go through that. And I don't want you guys to get into any fights and have to use a specific thing. The reason why I'm using specific thing is because they're not necessarily a weapon. They are things to protect ourselves. Like, obviously, it's not a gun. And it's not a knife. Yes, she has a knife, but it was tucked away in her purse. We didn't bring our purse inside. But it was under her stuff, so she was okay. It's like, it's other things to protect ourselves that we signed a lease for, and we are able to have it for. Obviously, I'm not allowed to. I can only use a key. So, I was okay with that. I had it in my sleeve, and I was good. Now, my mom already signed a lease, so she was able to use hers. And I was scared. Like, I didn't know what to do. And she was like, here, take this. She gave me the key and everything. And I tucked it in my sleeve. And then she's like, get out. Like, not get out of the car, but like, get into the back of the car to get out on my side. Because they were on my side at the time. And she wanted me to get on her side. So I got into the back of the seat. I was in a little bit of trouble because I was wearing heels at the time. So I was in the back of the truck. And we were now, like, it was time for us to go pick up our pizzas because it's like 10-15 minutes and we didn't want to go out because they were still there after 10-15 minutes. And it was really creepy because we didn't understand why they were still there. Because they were sitting there and watching us. Like, I was still in the front and the guy kept looking back at me. And it was only one of the guys that kept looking back at me, and he was the guy that kicked the liquor door and was staring at me and creepily smiled when he walked back to his friend. And they were riding a motorcycle. It was only one motorcycle, but both of them were on it. So, because usually two men would have their own separate motorcycle. So I was like, oh, maybe this could be like a gay couple or something. So I wasn't sure. But after the way he was like looking at me and my mom, I wasn't sure about that anymore. So I was just like, yeah, no, let's play a safe card and stay in here for a little bit and let's see if they leave. Because I wasn't even sure if they were going to follow us. Because right when we were leaving, the pizza guy, we went inside and we were like, hey, there are these two strange people outside, and we wanted to know if it was okay for one of you guys to come outside with us. Shout out to those Domino's people, by the way. Thank you guys, because we wouldn't have been able to like get out of there safely. I mean, we probably would have, but we just wanted to take the safe route and everything. Because I mean, we're women, and a lot of men, they're horrible towards us. So, like, not all men are like that. Because I have an amazing boyfriend that is like that. But it's just how I've been cheated in the past. And I barely trust anybody. And it's very rare for me to trust very few people. Like, I only trust 5 men in my life. And they're so sweet. I mean, like, half of them are my friends. And, I mean, all of them are my friends. But, like, I've only dated, like, a couple of those people. But the people that I'm going to name, I have dated, and they're sweet. And, yes, it's the 5 people, but I know a couple more. But it's very rare that you find a guy that is so sweet to you and would not hurt you. And I know that I shouldn't probably be saying the names, but I just want to give you guys a shout out because I'm not going to put your guys' Instagram names down below unless I ask you first, which I'm going to. But a couple of you guys will not respond in time, so that is why I will not put your guys' usernames down below. And I already know one person. I'm not going to say his name, only because he directly told me not to say his name in any of his videos. In any of my videos. Instagram, a lot of people already know him. So, on there it's okay, because a lot of people already know him. Because he follows me, and I follow him, and we talk all the time, and, we always, like, go out of our ways. And, well, I tag him in a lot of posts, because he's crazy, and he's a really cool guy. But, yeah. I'm gonna name a couple of people off of my head that are amazing, and the people that I have dated in the past, and they're still cool, and we're all still friends. So, we have River. Everybody already knows River on here, and he is such a sweet and nice person because he's awesome. We haven't been able to talk for a couple of days. I mean, we talked to each other like a couple of days back. And yeah. Then we have Jonas. Jonas is a current somebody. And I just went over for his birthday a couple of days ago. Well, a couple of weeks ago. And that was fun. But then we have Donovan. Donovan I mentioned in a couple of my videos before, and he didn't have a problem with me saying his name. So we have him. Then oh god. Actually, I just noticed I don't have that many people. Hold on. Okay. I thought of the other one. Xenix. You guys already know Xenix. He's awesome. He was a person that I also dated. All the people that I mentioned, I have dated in the past. And that's basically all, because I can't say the other one, but let's just say he's pretty cool. But he specifically told me not to say his name and everything. So I won't break that rule, and I won't tell you guys his name unless he wants me to. So after that, he was just waiting out there and for us to leave. So we were leaving, and he stayed out there the entire time that we were leaving, and I was like, oh, thank you and everything. So when we were on the way home, we were just talking to my dad on the phone. And then my mom, when she got inside the house, she was talking to him more about it. And the thing about it, it's so scary that you don't know what would have happened. So that's why I was so scared, because that has never happened to me before, unless it happened to me so much more younger. But I've had people treat me wrong, and a lot. It's so bad, but so yeah. When another guy, Aiden. That's his name. I literally forgot like everybody's names over the summer because I haven't talked to them. So I was just like hazy. I was like, I literally just talked to him tonight. So Aiden's also sweet. But on to the second story, and the second story is a ghost story. Basically, what happened was, I think I've told this story before, but we were on the way home. This was like October of last year, and I have had night terrors every once in a while around December. But in October, that was the first time that I've ever had one in there. But I didn't have one in December. So I had it in October because I saw it, and that's why I was always telling my mom to stop at that night because I thought it was a person. And I thought they were just standing in the middle of the road, facing the other direction. It wasn't him, and it wasn't a person. It was a night terror. Um, a couple of weeks before that, we went to my best friend's cousin's house. They count each other as brother and sister because, they're amazing towards each other and they're so close. But we were walking around and, we had permission to walk around the roads. We were allowed to roam the things because she lived in a gated community. And she doesn't live near I do, but she used to live where she used to live near me, like where I used to live. That's where she was around. Like I didn't live in a gated community. I lived on a road, straightforward. But she lived in a gated community. But she was down here to visit because she's not allowed to stay down here. But she is, I don't know where she is actually. But I have her numbers and everything, and I remember this night so clearly. And my friend and I don't ever talk about this ever again, because we will never talk about it, and we are so done about it. But I believe that you guys should know, since this is a ghost story, and you guys should just know about it because it's not right. But I'm about to cry because this scared me. I wasn't sure if it was around Halloween that we were there, and it was like Halloween, like the 30th that we went out that one night. But it was like the 20th that we were over her house. And when we were roaming the streets, it was only me and my friend that noticed it. And we believe it 100%, but he doesn't want to because he was just as scared of it as I was. Basically, what happened was we saw night terrors surrounding us. And it wasn't just one of them, it was multiple. There is this one night terror that wanted a toy with us. And we were just walking around in our costumes because we just wanted. No, I don't think it was in our costumes. No, it wasn't in our costumes. We were just walking around in casual clothing. And we were going to play manhunt, but then I told everybody to shut up and be quiet, turn off their lights, because I saw what I didn't want to see that night. And I felt the presence of ghosts. And then right then and there, when I felt it, I noticed that they were being haunted and all that. I can feel when a ghost is around. But only if the ghost is very open about it. Like mine that are here. I already know that I have them because I feel them almost all the time. we've never gotten into contact with one. We tried to with a Ouija board, but it didn't happen. So, um, uh, when we were walking around, we saw at least 6 of them, and it was nerve-wracking, and I was so scared, and honestly, I didn't know what to do at that point, because I've never seen so many of them. So, the only explanation that we could do, because we also saw sirens, like cop sirens and all that, and, so we decided, because it was security, because we are not allowed to be out at that time. Like, we were not allowed to. Like, it was very constant that we are not allowed to be out there. Like, we were told constantly, that we weren't allowed out there. But we decided to go out anyways, because we had our parents' permissions. So, when we were out, we started running. And running. And running. And running. And when we got back to their house, we didn't see the sirens go by, so we said, okay, well, it's safe to go back out. Christian and I was silently crying. We were scared, but we decided that we were gonna go back out, and we walked the other way. And whenever we walked past this thing, like the lamppost, it always turned out. But after that, we only saw it only like a couple more times, and then we were like, okay, we're done. And then we all just started walking back, and we went inside, and then we stopped. And then we got home, and then it was like around 11 o'clock, and then we had our friends come over. And then around that time, we just started doing the Ouija board. So that was it. I was done with it. My friend and I was texting that night, and we were talking about what was happening, and then we agreed not to talk about it anymore. But like I said, you guys have the right to know. So, yeah. Um, it was weird. After that, it was just a blur. Yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Smash that like button, and if you guys want another story time, tell me down in the comments below. And also, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications for whenever, well, the bell for if you guys want to see a new video. I promise I'll be getting better equipment soon, but right now I can't promise. But yeah, see you guys later.